Today we're going to be cleaning a spark plug from a 4-stroke engine. This spark plug has had about 150 hours of duty and calls for cleaning or replacement every 100 hours. You can see the carbon buildup. You can actually tell a lot by looking at a used spark plug. If you'd like to know more, just Google how to read a used spark plug, and it'll tell you what to look for and what it means. All we're basically going to need here is a wire brush and some 220B emery cloth. Let's go back and forth. We want to make sure we clean the electrodes, all around the electrodes. Make sure that your bristles get between the two electrodes. Put a little bit of pressure on, not too dreadfully much. A clean spark plug really helps with starting, especially in 2-stroke engines, but in 4 strokes as well. If you have trouble starting one of your engines, you can seriously consider removing the spark plug, using a spark plug wrench, which will help protect the fragile porcelain area, and just go through this process. Just wire brush it off real good first, and once you're satisfied with that, you can just tell by looking. The carbon will all be gone. Get your piece of 220B emery cloth and slide it between the two electrodes. In this instance, I'm facing it up, so I'm cleaning the inside of the hooked electrode. Let's go back and forth, put a little bit of pressure on. We're polishing up that electrode. Then just turn it over. And the small cylindrical electrode that comes up, slide it back and forth with a little bit of downward pressure. Don't go quite as fast as you did on the top, or it'll tear through your emery cloth. Just do that. I'm just going to hit a lick on the top of the electrode. That's not really necessary, but it's something I do because it looks nicer. Get a can of dust off, or some compressed air if you have it. Get all that debris out of there. Make sure you've got your goggles on when you do this, because those little pieces of carbon will fly everywhere. Dust mask also. Now we're going to check the gap between the two electrodes. This particular plug calls for 28 to 31. I'm going to use a 30 in here. It fits, and it just a little bit of pressure there, exactly the way it's supposed to be. So this spark plug is ready for duty. If it was a 2-stroke engine, at this point I'd use a solvent to clean off any oil residue before I replace the plug. You can also use starting fluid, but be very careful when you're spraying it on there. And it's ready for service.